Today was another dramatic day in Abuja, and honestly, it felt like watching history unfold right inside the courtroom. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB, stood up and raised his voice so strongly that everyone turned. He said, and I quote, "Nigeria must set me free today." You could feel the tension in the air immediately. Even those who came quietly to watch the hearing didn't expect that kind of bold declaration. The whole court went silent for a moment before people started whispering and reacting. Before we go deeper, my people watching this right now, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. That's how you support the channel, so we can keep giving you these kinds of updates and stories that others don't tell fully. All right, let's continue. So, what really happened? Nnamdi Kanu was brought into court as usual under tight security. You know how serious the government treats his case, but this time it wasn't just another regular hearing. The judge gave him a very clear message. Open your defense or lose your right to defend. That means the court is saying, sir, we've heard from the government, it's now your turn to present your own side. Now, instead of quietly agreeing to proceed, Kanu stood up and said there's no valid case against him. He told the court confidently that there's no reason for him to even be standing trial and that he should be set free right there. And that moment, my people, was what shook the whole court. Don't forget, please, if you are following this story and you love detailed gist like this, hit that like button right now and subscribe to stay updated. Because this case is not just a legal one. It carries history, emotion, politics, and so much tension that even the air around the courtroom feels heavy every time his name comes up. Now let's talk about why Kanu said what he said. This case has been dragging for years, since 2021 when he was brought back from abroad. There have been countless hearings, delays, changes in judges, and back and forth illegal arguments. At this point, even some people who don't support him are saying, let's just conclude this thing once and for all, because the longer it goes, the more heated emotions get, especially in the southeastern part of the country. And if you look closely, you'll see why emotions are so high. For some of his supporters, Kanu represents freedom, the voice of a region that wants fairness and equality in Nigeria. For others, especially those in government and security circles, they see him as a national security risk, someone whose words and influence could cause unrest. That's why this trial is so sensitive and why every word spoken in that court makes headlines. Please, if you're just joining this gist now, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It helps us grow, and I promise to keep updating you with real-time information in ways that are easy to understand. So back to the courtroom. When Kanu shouted that he must be freed, it wasn't just a random emotional outburst. It was his way of sending a message to everyone listening, the court, his followers, and the nation. He was saying, I've been here long enough, I've been patient, but I can't keep waiting forever. And honestly, you could tell from his voice that he's exhausted. People who were there said his tone carried both frustration and determination. His lawyers have been fighting on several grounds, from human rights claims to medical concerns to the legality of his arrest. But still, the trial moves slowly. Now, something else that made the whole situation even more dramatic was how the judge responded. The judge told Kanu very clearly that this was his final opportunity to present his defense. That means if he doesn't, the court might just move forward without hearing from his side. And if that happens, my people, the next stage could be judgment. And that's where things might get even more serious. At that moment, the courtroom was so tense that you could literally hear people breathing. Supporters outside were chanting, reporters were trying to capture every word, and security was on full alert because everyone knew how fragile the situation was. But here's something we should all remember. This is not just about one man in a courtroom. This is about what his case represents. It's about justice, law, fairness, and how the Nigerian system handles cases that are politically sensitive. Some citizens feel like Kanu's prolonged detention without clear resolution reflects bigger issues in the justice system. Others say the law must take its full course, no matter who it is. So there are two clear sides in this debate. Let me pause here a bit. If you're enjoying the way we're breaking this story down, please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. You'll get all the deep analysis that's missing in most headlines. Now let's move deeper into the story. Behind this courtroom moment lies a lot of pain and history. People from the Southeast have for long complained about marginalization and lack of fair treatment. For many of them, Kanu's voice gave them hope, even if they don't agree with all his methods. That's why anytime there's news about his case, emotions run high. It's not only legal, it's personal, it's regional, and it's emotional. Meanwhile, the federal government insists it's not about politics, but about law and order. They say no one is above the law, and if someone breaks it, they must face the consequences. The government believes IPOB's activities have caused violence and disruption in parts of the country, and that's why they banned the group and charged its leader. So when you look at both sides, you can see it's a complex story. But the truth is, Nigerians just want peace and fairness. Whether you support Kanu or not, everyone agrees that justice, true justice, must be served. And as this case continues, it's creating ripple effects across the country. In the Southeast, some people are saying if the court frees him, maybe things will calm down. Others say if he's convicted, there could be protests. That's why the government is handling everything cautiously, making sure that whatever happens, there won't be chaos. Please, my viewers, before we continue, if you haven't liked this video yet, now is the perfect time to do it. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any part of this story, because we still have a lot to unpack. Now, another thing that caught attention is Kanu's health. His lawyers have raised concerns multiple times about his well-being in detention. They say he needs proper medical treatment and that his condition has been affected by the long stay in custody. The government, on the other hand, keeps saying he's being treated well and that his rights are being respected. But the truth is, only those close to him can truly confirm what's going on behind closed doors. One thing that's clear though, his spirit remains strong. People who've seen him say that despite everything, he still looks confident, speaks firmly, and keeps his message clear. And that's what keeps his supporters motivated. Now, let's think ahead. What happens next? If Kanu decides not to defend himself, the court could proceed with judgment based on the evidence already presented by the prosecution. That's a risky position, because it leaves his side silent officially. But if he opens his defense, then it gives his lawyers a chance to argue strongly and possibly convince the court that the charges don't hold water. Either way, the next hearing will be crucial. It might determine whether this long legal battle finally moves to an end or gets another round of delay. And that's why everyone is watching, not just in Nigeria, but even internationally. Human rights groups are paying attention, and some foreign observers are quietly monitoring how Nigeria handles this case. They are watching to see if justice will be fair, transparent, and in line with global standards. Now, my people, what do you think? Do you feel Kanu should be freed since this case has dragged for years? Or do you believe the law should take its full course no matter how long it takes? Drop your opinion in the comment section. And while you're at it, please like this video and subscribe so you don't miss when I bring the next update, because this story is far from over. This situation is more than politics. It's also about unity, identity, and the kind of country Nigeria wants to be. One where the laws are respected and justice is equal for everyone.